Good morning, students. Today we study about the leaf. Leaf, it is a green, flat, thin, expanded lateral appendage of stem which is born at a node and bears a bud in its axil. It is exogenous in origin and develops from the leaf primordium of shoot apex. Leaves are chief organs of photosynthesis. The green color of leaf is due to the presence of the photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll, which helps plant to synthesize organic food. They are borne on stem in acropetal succession. The green leaves of the plant are collectively called a foliage of the plant. The growth of the leaf is limited. The leaves do not possess any apical bud or regular growing point. Then parts of the leaf are parts of foliage leaf. Leaf has three main parts: leaf base or hypopodium, petiole, that is also called mesopodium, and leaf lamina or blade, also called as epipodium. In addition, it may possess two lateral outgrowths at the base called stipules. The leaf lamina is traversed by prominent vascular strand called veins. The three main parts of typical leaf are as follows: leaf base or hypopodium, petiole or mesopodium, and lamina, that is epipodium. First one, leaf base. The part of the leaf which is attached to the stem or a branch is called leaf base. In some plants, the leaf has a swollen leaf base. It is known as pulvinous. Example, compound leaves of family Fabaceae, means the pea plant family or groundnut family. In monocot, the leaf base is very broad and flat. It covers a part of the node of the stem, as in maize and in banana. It is called sheathing leaf base. Stipules. In most of the dicotyledonous plant, the leaf base bears two lateral appendages called the stipule. The leaves which have the stipules are called stipulate leaves, and the leaves without stipule are called exstipulate leaves. The main function of the stipule is to protect leaf in a bud condition. Then the hypopodium then the leaf bases, they are attenuate, basal margin abruptly incurved, auriculated with two rounded basal lobes, margins above lobe concave, cordate with two rounded basal lobes intersecting at sharp angle, margins above the lobes rounded, cuneate, basal margin approximately straight, hasted, with two basal lobes more or less pointed and oriented outwardly, oblique, with an asymmetrical base. obtuse, basal margins approximately straight. Peltate, having petiole attached away from the margin on the underside of blade. Sagittate, with two basal lobes more or less pointed and oriented downwards away from apex. Sheathing, base, having a basal clasping leaf sheath means it covers the stem at nodal region. Truncate, basal margin cut straight across. This is all about the leaf base. Then petiole, the stalk of the leaf which connects the lamina with the stem or the branch is known as petiole. It raises the lamina above the level of stem so as to provide it with sufficient light exposure. A leaf with a petiole is called petiolate, and the one without petiole is called sessile leaf. The petiole shows following modifications. Tendriller petiole. In few plants, the petiole are modified into tendrils and help the plant in climbing. Example, clematis. Phyllodes. A modified petiole which is flat, green and leaf-like is called phyllodes. It is a photosynthetic organ. Swollen or spongy petiole. Sometimes the petiole becomes swollen and spongy due to the development of parenchyma. The type of petiole encloses much air and helps the plant to float. It is hydrophytic adaptation. Example, Trapa ecornea. Spinous petiole. In few plants, the leaf blade fall off and the petiole becomes hard and spinous. Example, Quiscallis. Then third part of foliage leaf, it is lamina. The green expanded portion of the leaf is called the lamina. It is also known as blade. This is the most important green expanded part of the leaf, which is mainly concerned with the photosynthesis. The lamina is traversed by the midrib, from which arise numerous lateral veins and then venlets. It performs vital function like photosynthesis and transpiration. The nature of lamina depends upon the species and age of the leaf. A leaf lamina shows variations in different aspects like shape, margin, apex, base, surface, texture and venation. The shapes, they may be acicular means needle-like, cordate means heart shape, elliptical means margin curved, widest at midpoint, lanceolate margins curved, widest near the base, linear margin straight parallel, lyrate like lyre in form. Example, mustard. Then oblique, the two halves of the leaf are unequal. Ovate, margins curved, widest near the base. Reniform, kidney shaped. Then ovate, margin curved, widest near the base. Reniform, obovate, margins curved, widest near the apex. Orbicular, palmate and sagittate type. These are the some of the shapes of lamina. Then leaf margins. It may be ciliate, means margin of the leaf. It may be ciliate with tricones protruding from margin. Crenate with rounded to up to ascending teeth. Then dentate means with sharp coarse teeth that points outward at right angles to margin. Entire means without any teeth on margin, locally smooth. Serrate, saw-like tooth, teeth sharp, ascending, lower side longer. And spinous means the margins with teeth bearing sharp, steep, spine-like processes. Then leaf apex. It may be acuminate, acute, apiculate, aristate, emarginate, mucronate, obtuse, retuse, rounded, tridentate, and truncate. Then the surface of the leaf, it may be glabrous, smooth surface without hairs or outgrowth of any kind on the lamina. Rough surface which is somewhat harsh to touch. Spinose, covered with spines. Hairy, a surface covered with hairs. Then the texture of the lamina. The texture of lamina also varies in different species. Herbaceous, when the lamina is thin and soft. Coriaceous, when the lamina is leathery. Calotropis. Succulent, when the lamina is thick, soft and juicy. Membranous, a leaf which is thin and pliable like a membrane. Example, Solanum nigrum means brinjal. Scarious, that is a thin, dry and non-green leaf is present. Example, asparagus. Fleshy, a soft and thick leaf. It is called as fleshy leaf. This is all about the structure of leaf and parts of the leaf. In next period, we study about the venation, types of venation and compound types of leaf. Thank you.